Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. We have a very nice setup here on Snapchat going on right now. We got the 4-hour dot showing up here on Snap. This thing is looking like it's ready to absolutely explode. Back to the upside. You can see that stochastic RSI is back down here on the floor. This was actually right where we left off on Tuesday. We're going to be covering your guys' chart requests in today's video. If you guys have chart requests, get them over here in the chart request thread. That opens every Monday. Every Monday, you guys can input your chart requests, and we go over them here in these YouTube videos and cover them. So last Tuesday, we do these videos. I try to do 2 a week. Tuesday and Thursday right now is working really good with my schedule. So we left off at Snapchat on Tuesday, so we'll dive in there to Snapchat here. But first, I want to go over the rules before we get into your guys' requests, just because I think this is a really good refresher for everybody to understand the strategy and what it is we're looking for on the charts. Because as technical traders, guys, we are looking for patterns, we're looking for signals, we are looking for places to buy assets in companies, right? You're technically buying into a company when you buy a stock, you're buying into a project if you're buying a crypto. Okay, so it's technical analysis is just a really good way to understand where a good time to buy is and where a bad time to buy is. If you look at just a chart of, say, let's go to Snapchat, you can see with our strategy here, right, we're monthly and daily chart investors. Okay, we're focused on the 1 to 6 month time frame. A lot of people would call that a swing trader. So we're not day trading. Day trading is buying and selling the same day. Okay, we don't buy and sell the same day here. We are swing traders, and our typical trades, right, on our signals down here, and what we're looking at on the charts, those are for 1 to 6 months out. So with our strategy, you don't have to look at the charts all day, guys. I probably check my charts once to twice a day on my computer. I'll log in the morning. I'll take a look at my alerts. I'll see what's going off. You can see I got some alerts here this morning. All these setups look really good, and I'll cover all these here today in this video as well after we get through these rules. So again, we're focused on a monthly and a daily chart. What that means is we trade the monthly time frame. So if you come up here to the top here, if you guys can't see these time frames up here, if you click this arrow, you can see there's all these different time frames here. So there's minute charts, there's hour charts, there's daily charts, there's weekly charts, there's monthly charts. So the ones we primarily focus on here with our strategy are going to be the monthly and the daily. So when you look at a monthly chart, each one of these candles right here, it represents 1 month's worth of price action. So you could see last month, this was June, this was July, this was May, August. So 1 month for every candle on a monthly chart. If we zoom into the daily chart, this is 1 day's worth of price action. So I could see yesterday's price action, today's price action, right? 2 days ago, I could see last week's price action. So we're using this data, we're using this information to figure out where we want to place our entries. Okay, so when we are looking for an entry, we're looking for a swing trade, right? We're 1 to 6 months out. Typically, what I've found in trading over 8 years is that the longer the time frame you take, the more accurate the signal is going to be. Okay, a great example is a chart of Bitcoin here. If I zoom all the way out of Bitcoin, I can see just by looking at my indicator down here where the best time to buy was. Okay, the best time to buy was back here 10 years ago in 2015. Okay, that was October of 2015. Bitcoin's price was $200. I bet you guys would have wished you knew about Bitcoin back then. I didn't even know about Bitcoin back in 2015. I got involved in Bitcoin. I first heard about Bitcoin right here in 2017. This was the top of the bull market. Okay, back in 2017. That was about 8 years ago. That was at $20,000. And you could see on this chart, it printed a red dot back in January of 2018, right there up there around the top, around 16 to 18,000. It then sold off for about a year and a half. It went from $20,000 a coin all the way down to $3,000 a coin. Well, what do you see here? You see a green dot. Okay, those green dots on the monthly chart are the first thing that we look for, okay, when we're placing trades. We want to buy the month of the green dot. So back here in April of 2019, this was about 6 years ago, you could have been buying Bitcoin right there at around $4,000. It was $3,800 a coin, $3,800. Okay, from 2019 all the way up here to 2021 over the next 2 years. Remember, the longer you're willing to hold, the more accurate these signals are going to be. Our trades typically develop within 1 to 6 months. So you can see there was a buying opportunity there in 2019. There was a buying opportunity right here in 2020. That was at $8,000 a coin. And then up here is where we would have been selling. Okay, you saw the red dot right there in April of 2021. That was the top of the bull market in 2021. It was at about $65,000. It set up, it went up a little bit more, but it didn't really make a new high there. It made a new high, but it got rejected, and then it went down for about a year and a half. So 2023 was the third best time, right, with the blue wave down here. The lower the blue wave on the indicator, the better. Okay, that came right there in January of 2023 at around $17,000 to $20,000. That was called out inside the Discord. Okay, we call out all of our trade alerts over here for the monthly charts right over here inside the Discord. So you guys never miss a signal from one of these setups. Okay, we also call the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour, and also the sell signals out over here as well. And we'll talk about that here today. But again, just going over the rules here, the first thing that we're looking for on our charts is that green monthly dot. Okay, we need to have a green monthly dot if we are looking for a trade, because the green monthly dot tells us that the direction is going up for 1 to 6 months. Typically, you'll see a move higher over the next 1 to 6 months. You can see this dot right here on Bitcoin came in 2023 in October. That was around $27,000. $27,000 Bitcoin. It went up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 months. It went from 25 up to 75. That was a 200% trade. It hit the top. It went sideways for about 6 months. Gave you another dot here in November at 69. That was also called out. And then it popped up to sitting at 122 today. We also had another signal go off there in May for Bitcoin. And this thing is just continuing to climb. So probably the most important part of our buying strategy is that we need to have that monthly green dot. Okay, and there's a few names that I've anticipated this week, like Near, for example. I added this one to the portfolio this week simply because, right, look how deep the wave is. So by me taking a trade on Near, I am anticipating the green dot. It's not always the greatest thing to do. It's very risky. But when I am anticipating the green dot, I am normally expecting to hold for 6 to 12 months rather than 1 to 6. Now, this dot could show up here today. So we're getting new monthly candles today. Okay, August 1st is when the new ones form. So this candle on the daily is going to close here at 5 p.m. today. So at 5 p.m., we're going to get a new crypto candle, meaning this is going to shift, the indicator is going to shift, everything is going to shift over one because we're getting the new daily. Okay, and on the 31st, or the last day of every month, at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we get a new monthly candle. So this was the price action here in July, right? This candle right here represents the price action in July. And you could see this was the first green candle that Near got in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th month, okay, that happened. So when I see a big 8-month sell-off on a project, and I've been super bullish on altcoins since April, guys. I've been wanting to buy altcoins throughout this whole entire period of time this year. In Q2, and you could see that the last time that it went down for 7 or 8 months was back here in 2023. It went down for 8 months in a row, gave you the green candle, and that's where the move ignited. So I know it's great to follow the strategy like 100% wait for confirmation, but there are times where I will start a position on names if it doesn't have a green dot yet, like Near. And I've had a couple questions about that, but typically, and that happens. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes if I see a setup that I believe, like, okay, if we don't get the dot in August, it's probably going to come in September. And yes, that is anticipating. But typically, the most important thing we're looking for is that green dot on the monthly chart, okay? The green dot on the monthly chart. So if you look at something like Chainlink, green dot on the monthly chart. We're actively looking to buy Chainlink right now. CRO, green dot on the monthly chart. Intel, green dot on the monthly chart. Target, green dot on the monthly chart. So in looking at these names, right, ASML, green dot on the monthly chart, we are looking then after we get the monthly confirmation, because again, the green dot on the monthly represents that we're going up for 1 to 6 months. So after we get the monthly signal, what we want to do is zoom into the daily. So why do we do that, guys? Well, when you're looking at a monthly chart, like this is the price action over the month, right? So there are 30 to 31 days built into this candle. So if you go to a daily chart, remember there's 30 to 31 days in a month. So 30 of these candles right here make up one of these. So throughout the month, as we're trending up, price is going to fluctuate, right? Price is always moving. The markets are like a living mechanism, right? It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Sometimes it explodes, right? This is the move we're looking to catch, right? So when the dot is green on the monthly, we then want to zoom into the daily, and we want to look for the green dot for an entry. And for example, I took an entry on ASML here off that green dot here a couple months ago. I took that right there on Monday. So I got in right around the price it's sitting at right now, right around 700. So that's the strategy we're looking for. And then once we enter, right, this entry right here on Monday, it wasn't a day trade. I am now holding this until I hit my sell targets, right? And I'll talk about my sell targets here in just a second. So again, it's all laid out here in the trading rules. We only want to buy assets that have a green dot on a monthly chart, right? We want to have that conviction that we are going to go up over the next 1 to 6 months. How do we know that we're going up over the next 1 to 6 months? How do we know? The dot is green. That tells us the direction is up. As long as the dot is green, we're going up. As long as it's red, we are going down. So as long as the dot is green on the monthly, we are then looking to buy that daily green dot. Okay, so monthly first, then daily, right? You can enter on the monthly. Like for example, if a monthly dot comes, you should be starting a position, right? For example, on Chainlink right now, if you're not in Chainlink and you want to own Chainlink, this is a signal to buy, right? So you're entering the position now once you get the signal, and we got that like midway through the month there. And now we're looking at the daily for additional entries. So the green dots, okay, typically when the stochastic RSI is down here on the ground, are great places to buy. That light blue line, I'm going to talk about that here in just a second, but that is a great place to be looking for entries when that line is down on the floor. So when Chainlink gets a daily dot here, that is going to be a signal to buy. Okay, you can see we got one right there in July at around $18. Yes, it's down 50 cents. I know people think that's crazy, but again, this dip is nothing here. So we are actively looking to enter on green dots on the daily as long as the monthly is green, okay? Because we want to make sure the macro direction is up and in our favor. Okay, so that's the buying strategy. And we also incorporate the 4-hour as well. So the 4-hour and the daily are the two micro time frames that we watch. Okay, and you can see right here. Buying strategy, monthly green dot plus 4-hour green dot equals buy. Okay, monthly green dot plus daily green dot equals buy. That is our buying equation. It's not complicated. It's not hard. It's very simple. Okay, it doesn't have to be complicated. So we have two different selling strategies. So this is where the price targets come in. So selling strategy number one is that we want to sell a big red dot in the red zone on the daily chart. Okay, so this sell strategy focuses on the daily. So let's go in here to the daily. What I'm talking about, the red zone here, okay, and the red dot, obviously the red dot is, we just talked about that. That is the sell signal. Again, we're on a daily chart. But when with sell strategy number one, we want to incorporate the red zone. The red zone is the top of the Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, the Fibonacci retracement tool is another part of our indicator here that we use, and you can see there's zones. So there's a golden zone, there's a golden zone, there's a blue zone, there's a blue zone, and there's a red zone. So if you guys don't know what the Fibonacci retracement tool is, I have a free trading course over here that you guys can check out and learn more about it. But typically, price likes to top out in this area. Okay, it doesn't always call the top because, again, price can break out like Chainlink did back here and keep going. Okay, but our goal is just to catch the meat of the move. So if you were buying Chainlink with us back here at $10, okay, back in November, okay, off the last monthly dot, okay, you can see Chainlink gave a monthly back here in November. Okay, November was the last green dot we got, so that was right there around this time. Okay, right back here, you can see price went up. And the top of the red zone, from where that entry signal came all the way up to the red zone, was 100%. That's typically where we're first looking to take profits. Okay, that's sell strategy number one. So you could see, right, a red dot in the red zone, we want to take some off. So that was right there at 26 for Chainlink. It was also right here back at about $30. That was back in December. And again, everyone was really excited about crypto in December. Okay, everyone was fired up that Donald Trump was president, including myself. Okay, I took a lot of profits back in December. Okay, I got in a little too early on some of these names, but again, we were dollar cost averaging down here throughout the dip. Okay, and now we're just waiting for price to get back up here in the red zone. So the target on Chainlink, our first target, would be 26 to 28. And again, I see a lot of people talking about buying strategies here online, but I really don't see a lot about selling strategies. And I think that one is a very, very good one to follow with the Fibonacci and those red dots. So again, looking for the red dot in the red zone, that is sell strategy number one. Okay, and you can go back and you guys can look on the charts yourself. You can see this was a great time to be selling back here in March of 2024. Great time to be selling right in this area. It pulled back. Okay, you could have re-entered somewhere around here, exited there. So that's just a target, right? So right now I have Chainlink, right? It's one of my biggest positions. I'm not thinking about selling Chainlink till it gets back up in this zone. When it gets back up in this zone, then I'm going to be looking to take some off the table. So that's sell strategy number one. And then sell strategy number two is pretty simple. This is when we are looking to sell when the stochastic RSI, okay, that is the light blue line on the trading indicator, when that hits the white dotted line on the monthly chart. So if I go here to the monthly chart, the stochastic RSI is the light blue line. That is the RSI we use here with our indicators. Okay, when that comes back up here and touches the white dotted line. So you can see Chainlink did that back here in February. That was the top up there around 20. It sold off down here to $8. That was a 60% drop. Okay, same thing over here. It got pretty close in this region up here at 40, 50 bucks. We can look at Ethereum's chart. This works with any stock, any tradable asset on TradingView. Again, Ethereum topped out back here in February of 2024 at 4,000. It dipped all the way down to 1,400. Same thing back here, touched the white dotted line. That is where we are looking to take some off the table or sell our positions, okay? When we sell, we don't have to sell the whole thing. We'll sell 25% of the position. So if you have 100 shares of Ethereum, right, and you're up here in the red zone, probably not a bad place to take some off here. If you have 100 shares and you sell 25% of your position because maybe you think this is going to keep going, at least you sold some, right, to have some cash in case there was some type of dip that you could re-enter on. So again, that's the strategy, folks. I feel like a lot of people don't have a target in trading. I see a lot about buying strategies, but your selling strategy is just as important. So again, this is just the groundwork for our strategy here. I have a couple other tips and a free course in here as well that you guys can check out. If you guys do not have these indicators, you guys can download all of these over here in the Discord under the trading indicator tab. All you need to do is click on this link. It takes a couple of clicks and everything loads directly into your TradingView account. If you have any trouble or issues with that, go ahead and shoot me an email at overkillinvesting.club or hit me up over here inside of the support chat. With that being said, guys, if we can get this video to 300 likes today, I will give away 100 XRP to someone down inside the comment section. So like the video, drop a comment, and if we can get the 300 likes, I will give away 100 XRP to somebody down inside of the comment section of this video. And let's get right into it, folks. We left right off at your guys' chart request back here on Tuesday. Again, I'm trying to do 2 of these videos a week. It's summertime. It's very busy. I know people have busy schedules, but I'm really trying to get at least 2 chart request videos out a week. And we left right off at Snapchat. So Snapchat is one I started buying back here at around $10. During those tariffs, it did sell off down here to $7. I actually ended up selling at around $8.50, and I have just re-entered the trade here in July because we do have that green dot confirmation. So this one is in the portfolio, but I really like Snapchat, guys. I think this is a very undervalued company. This is the way that Generation Z communicates. I mean, Snapchat is like the Facebook of the millennial generation. It's a very popular social media application. They have billions of users. I think they have around 500 million daily active users. So I do like Snapchat. I do like the company, and I do like the fact that it's given a green dot here this month. The last time we got one with the wave this deep was back here in November at around 10 bucks, which is right where we're sitting at right now, and it popped all the way up to 20. So that was a 100% trade, but this thing's been going sideways for a long time. So I do think Snapchat is going to have its time here, and I either think they're going to figure it out and make money off of all their users, or somebody's going to buy them out. A bigger fish is going to buy them out like Google or Facebook. That's just my prediction. But with the monthly dot, right, we're looking at the smaller time frames like the 4 hour and the daily. I'd be watching for that green dot. I think this looks very, very strong still here above that $9 level. So target on that would be up here between 15 and 16. That's the first target. But this one is in my portfolio, so I like that one a lot with a target of 15 to 16 bucks. They got earnings coming up here. Looks like next Tuesday, and they normally trade very well on their earnings. They normally have really big moves. You can see right here they had this big sell-off. You can see right here on this earnings they had that big jump up. So I like Snapchat here. I really do. Okay, and I'm a little biased because it's in my portfolio, but I like that. I like that chart. Wormhole here. Let's see. So this one is down here where it opened up. So this was the price where it became a thing down here at 5 cents. So I would definitely use that as your support level there. If you guys want to draw that support line, I just use the horizontal line here on the side to draw that. I've had a few questions about that. But if you just come over here and click the line here, the horizontal line, I have it starred. But if you click that, you can click the chart and then you can move it around. So I can clearly see that support level right there was support. There's no data on my monthly. So if you don't see any data on the indicator on your monthly chart, it's because it's too new of a coin. This thing just came out back in 2024. So it's still a very, very new project. But if you believe in it, I don't think this is a bad place to be looking to enter. I just wait for that daily dot. It actually got a gold dot back here at 5 cents. So the golden dot is another. We treat that on the daily chart. That's over here in the alert section as well. You can see we call out the golden dots over here as well. They're very, very rare. They're very rare signals, but we treat that like a 1 to 6 month swing trade. So if you guys would have entered on this back in June, you would be now holding it until it came back up here to the red zone or got close to that area. So, and we typically, for that move to happen off of these, right, it's typically 1 to 6 months you see it happen. Sometimes it happens really fast. Sometimes it takes a longer time, right? That's why we're 1 to 6 months out, okay? And the longer you're willing to wait on these signals, the more accurate they are. Like a 1 to 6 month signal on the monthly for, say, like any asset. I just like using Bitcoin because it's a really clear, concise chart. You can see 1 to 6 months is the typical time frame the move happens, okay? This one happened in about 2 months, sold off. This one's been going on for now like 4 months. So if you want to wait 6 to 12 months, these dots are going to be a lot more accurate. Okay, if you want to wait 12 months to 2 years, there's pretty much a very, I mean, if you're buying good quality assets, you're at like 95% if you can wait 2 years. So I have a lot of people asking me, you know, about what the win rate is or whatever, and my question is always, what's your time frame to hold? Right? If you're holding in a 12 to 24 month, meaning you're buying, if you're entering on Bitcoin here and waiting 2 years, 24 months, there has never been a time where you haven't made money. Okay, maybe if you entered on this one, but still, yeah. I mean, it's 100% if you look at Bitcoin. Okay, even if you entered right here in October of 2021, this was probably the worst dot to enter on of all time right here, back in 2021. It shot up to 67, and then it sold off for about a year and a half. So you would have had to wait a little longer here in 2021. You would have had to wait probably all the way here to 2024. So again, that's 24 months. If you waited 24 months, you still made a little bit of money. But again, there's things that we use to make sure that we're not getting faked out like we would like right there. Right, because this wave was already way up here. Okay, typically down here is the better place to be adding, but we could identify that, right, and we could see that, hey, red dot, okay, the trade's off, boom. Now we're waiting until it bottoms, okay? So Supra is your next one there. Supra looks like a pretty new chart. So some of these names you guys have been calling out just don't have any data yet on their charts. So this one kind of looks like a rug pull. So I don't typically like trading new coins, new projects. I like to stick to projects that have been around for a while that have some staying power. Algorand, XLM, XRP. I try to focus on good quality names. If you guys are buying new projects, you should be investing based on their fundamentals. And when I say fundamentals, it means not so much the chart, but about their technology. I have a couple in my portfolio. I invested in Chirp and I invested in Riz. Riz down here. So you could see that these things have only been around for 6 months. So I can't really see what the data on the indicator tells me, but what I've done is I've done research on their project, on their technology, on what they do, and I understand it. And I'm investing into that, thinking that they're going to grow over the coming months, because there's not a lot of stuff I could tell you here on the chart, right? My indicator can't tell me anything because it's only been around for 6 months. Right? You can go to a daily chart here and you can look and you can find places to average down, but typically, right, if you're investing into those new companies, Supra just looks like a newer project here, and it's going down into the right. So if I was buying this, I guess I just wouldn't want it to lose that level. But I can't see any data on my fib. I can't see it, I can see stuff down here on my daily, but I can't see it on the monthly. So I just wouldn't be interested in trading something like this, right? Because I don't have all my data. I can't see everything. So I'd be investing into Supra as a fundamental play, thinking like, oh, they have a technology that everyone's going to use, that everyone's going to adopt, that is going to be very important in the future to come. And that's why I buy Supra here. But when there's no data on the indicator, I just can't tell you anything. The green dot is there on the weekly, but I just have a hard time investing in new speculative projects. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin still just absolutely roaring here. I told you guys for the last couple of months that I don't think Bitcoin's the trade. We're already in the red zone. We don't like to buy in the red zone. Okay, we don't like to buy up here inside the red zone, because with our strategy it just doesn't work, because we don't have a target. Okay, the next target for Bitcoin would be this monthly coming back up here to the white dotted line. If you guys are familiar with how the crypto markets move, normally Bitcoin goes on this just massive run up, and then there's eventually a top and a rotation. So when people start selling Bitcoin, that's when they start buying altcoins, and you see altcoins go bananas. That's why you're seeing names like Link start to give signals. That's why you saw Ethereum start to give a signal. We got that signal on Ethereum in June. We're up 60% this month on Ethereum. If you guys were buying in May and June, you guys were up 60% on Ethereum this month. Solana also giving a signal here. So I don't think the trade is Bitcoin, guys. If you're still holding Bitcoin, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Can it go to 150? Yeah, it can go to 150. But really, in the scheme of things, right, from 120 up to 150, that's 27%. That's 27%. I can hardly get out of bed for that. Okay, I can hardly get out of bed for 27%. Okay, if you look at something like Chainlink, if that goes back to the red zone, okay, how much meat is on the bone? 67%. 67 to 70%, almost double the return, more than double the return you'd get from if Bitcoin broke out and went to 150. You'd make double that just by going up here to the red zone, which is our target with our strategy. So if something's already in the red zone on the daily, we don't want to touch it. Okay, you're playing the continuation on that. Epic Chain. This looks like an interesting project here, but it's selling off now. So I'd be waiting for the daily on this one. Again, another newer project that I can't see anything on. So you'd have to wait for the daily alert. You can see we got the red one back here in July. That was around 250, and it's all the way down to $2 now. So that was your sell signal right here in this area. I'd be waiting for a green dot to re-enter that one. But again, be careful with the new projects, because a lot of new projects these days are all hype. It's hype speculation. That's it. Okay, some of these names, these cryptocurrencies, have technology that is being utilized, guys. You got to look at these things like a technology. Don't just buy it because someone on TikTok says that it's going to $10,000, right? Buy it because you believe in it. You understand the tech. You know what it's going to do. You see how it's being utilized. Okay? Again, something like XRP. I was just talking to my old man about this morning. Okay? Everybody wants to talk about XRP right now, guys. If you were around in August when I was buying XRP at 50 cents, okay, nobody was talking about XRP. It was the laughing stock of the cryptocurrency market, guys. I'm talking like literal people were making fun of it, okay? Down here in the stealth phase, right, this is where nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares about it. But now, every time I open up social media or whatever, everybody's talking about XRP. So that means that we've had a massive parabolic move to the upside, right? And now everyone's on the new paradigm phase, is where everyone's, oh, it's going to $10,000 tomorrow. And, people are just losing their minds, right? Because trading is a lot psychology, right? You have to understand what the herd's talking about. I'm not saying that XRP can't go back up to $10. I'm not saying that. It can. It can very well hit $10 to $15. But it's just funny to see, like back at 50 cents, nobody gave a shit about XRP. And now it's all everybody wants to buy. Okay? So don't have the herd mentality, guys. If somebody is already talking about it, if social media is already excited about it, if social media is already blasting about it, you guys saw this with ZBCN, right? Okay, and ZBCN looks like it's trying to go back up too. But everyone was talking about ZBCN up here at 7 cents. It pulled all the way back here to 2.5, and people were crying about it. People were pissed off. People weren't having a good time, right? Look, boom, signal right there off the 6-month moving average, that EMA that we use on our indicator. Okay, that is the 6-month moving average right there. If you're looking at a daily chart, that is the 6-month moving average, the average price over 6 months. Okay, when you're talking about the average, okay, you're talking about the mean, the average. We want to buy as close to the mean as possible. Okay, if you want to buy below the mean and you know how to do it, great. Okay, if you get a green dot and we're below the mean, below the average price, that's probably a good place to be buying, right? If you get a monthly green dot and you're below the mean, okay, because the monthly dot tells you like, hey, we're going up, okay? And if you look at where the mean is, right, take a look back at this cheat sheet we have over here in the Discord, okay? The mean, when we're way off of the mean, you're way off of the average, right? I mean, ZBCN, for example, back here when all the hype was around, was up here at 7 cents, okay? That was 70% off of the average price. So if you like going to the grocery store and buying your groceries at a 70% premium, 70% higher than what they were yesterday, if you'd go there and shop today, you probably wouldn't like that. You wouldn't like paying 70% premium on your gas. It's the same thing with investing. So how we measure whether or not we're getting a fair price is we take a look at the mean. We take a look at the average. And because we're 1 to 6 months out, an important average to have on your chart is going to be the 6-month average. Okay, and you could see it pulled right back down right into it. ZBCN did right there. Okay, and now it's lifting back off. But again, this is when the majority of retail was buying. They were buying because everybody else was buying and excited and telling them to buy on TikTok, right? New paradigm phase, delusion. Oh, it's going to 500 million, right? I'm selling all my XRP for ZBCN. And then boom, what happens? It dumps. Okay, and then no one starts to talk about it. Things get quiet again, and then the trend reverses. So again, my general rule is if they're already talking about it, folks, you're too late to the party. Okay, don't chase hype. Don't chase hype. Okay, stick to the fundamentals, stick to the rules, stick to the strategy, and you'll find success. NBIS. NBIS looks like it's still moving here. Let me turn the fib back on. Yeah, we still got some room up there to 80. It's got a green dot there today, so as long as this thing can hold on to 50, it looks pretty good. Looks like it wants to pump back up there to 75, 80. The green dot is still on the monthly chart. So I like ZBCN here. It looks good as long as, or I'm sorry, NBIS. This looks good. Back to 75 to 80 bucks. Nike, NKE. Nike's selling back off, but it is green on the monthly. So it's got the green dot on the monthly. So we are now looking for the daily pullbacks. You had one right here at around 72. It went up to 80, and now it's retraced a little bit. So watching the daily for that one, because again, we got the monthly. We got Atom. Atom's still down in the bottom golden zone. So the bottom golden zone is actually a really good place to accumulate if you're just looking at the fib. And you can see they do have that monthly dot. So this looks really good. Atom looks really good if you believe in the tech, if you believe in the company. Target on that would be up there between 9 and 10 bucks. Powell, like Jerome Powell. Powell Industries. That looks good. What is this one? If you guys are in the Discord, we do have a research tool over here. Okay, so if I type in /info and then hit enter, I can type in the ticker, Powell, and I can click on it. This works for crypto and stocks. And you can see it's a $2.8 billion company. It's a manufacturer and provider of custom engineered products and complex services for management and control of electrical energy related to power systems. So pretty much they are a utility company, electrical equipment and parts. So you could do your research by going there to the research tool, or you could look it up on Google. But I really like this chart. It's got the green dot here on the monthly, so we'd be in on that one, and we'd be playing the move back up here to 320 to 360. It looks like they got earnings coming up on Tuesday, so earnings are always a gamble, but I think this looks really, really good and really, really strong above 220 bucks. We got SGMT. I can't tell you anything on the weekly, but it's up there in the red zone on the daily, so I wouldn't touch that one. And again, price can break out over the red zone, guys. It's just if it's in the red zone, I don't want to be buying there. That's where I'd be day trading if I was a day trader. But API 3 does have the green monthly here. So this one looks good too. I don't like the fact that the trend is down and to the right, though. That shows weakness. We want charts that are up and to the right, kind of like Bitcoin here. See how Bitcoin's up and to the right? Something like API 3 just looks weak. This just means they lack buyers. There's a lack of excitement. So if you want to play it, play the green monthly here, but just make sure it doesn't break down below 48 cents. MODG. We got Topgolf here. This was on the watch list from a while ago. I think last month or something like that. We took an eye on this. Topgolf. I like this one. Pulling back nicely here, looking for that green dot entry. You can see how it's coming down there into its moving average. It's pulling back into that. So if you could pick this one up at like 850, I think that'd be a great spot. And that dot will be called out in the Discord, that daily one, when we get it. So I'd play the daily or the 4 hour here. Whichever one comes first, I would be buying MODG. This is Topgolf. And again, they got a lot of room to go. I think Topgolf's a great long here. I think that's a great company. Their earnings look really good. Okay, they're growing their revenue. They're really fun. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Topgolf, but it's a really good time. Really good time. They got a good company. I think they got some staying power. So target on that's up there between 15 and 16. We got HFT. HFT is a smaller cap altcoin, I believe. I think someone called this out. It's got a green monthly here, so that just means it needs to hold on to this level right there at 0.04. The 4 hour is back down at support, so I would just be playing the daily here. Look for the daily. I don't know what this company does, though. I don't even know why it's on my watch list because I don't know anything about it. I think one of you guys might have requested that one, but I'm going to take that one off because I like to know what I buy, and I don't know anything about hash flow yet. I have to do some research, but it does have a monthly here on the monthly chart. So if you know something about it, if you believe in it, target on that would be anywhere from 26 to 30. AMD, this is an interesting one here. This one actually is given the red dot here today before earnings. So I would be taking some off the table. We called AMD out like back here at 100. I think we were calling it right here at like 100 to 110 bucks is when we were calling this one out. That's a 70% move from where we called it out there in May, June. Boom, 73% off of that signal. Beautiful move there off the dot. Okay, you can see the last dot came right back here in February, $80 to 220. And this thing is just roaring. So I think it's a great place to trim some here in the red zone. Again, they could crush their earnings on Tuesday and they could go straight to the moon, or they could sell back off to 130, 140. But you could see the separation on this EMA here. You can see there's a lot of separation. So when you see that separation is when you want to start trimming, right? You can't get greedy. You got to stick to your plan. So if your plan is to sell when it comes up here in the red zone, or sell some, you could sell half of your position or 25% of your position. Okay, take some profits, and then if it sells off back to 130 or 140, you could enter again. But the time to buy AMD was right here at the beginning of June. We got that signal right there at around 100 to 110. So that was a beautiful, beautiful trade. Congrats to everybody that capitalized on that. I'm kicking myself for not taking that trade. We got WLK. This is Westlake Corporation. They don't have the green monthly yet, so they're still red there on the monthly, but they did get this golden dot here back at 70. So you're already up 10% off of that if you entered. Again, same thing. We are looking to sell up here in the red zone. This is another home builder here. So I think the home builder sector has been beaten up. I think this is a really good range to be buying simply because how deep we are there. You can see how deep we were back here in June. We hit the, this would be the 180-month moving average. I don't even know how many years that would be, but I think it would be like the 10-year or the 5, maybe the 20-year moving average. And it went all the way up there to around a 140. So it's bouncing on that blue line just like it did back here. I mean, unless the home builder company's going to go bankrupt, I think, I think it looks pretty good from a technical standpoint. DFSC, and I think that stock's getting beat up right now because they didn't cut rates. People are waiting for rate cuts because it's going to be cheaper to borrow money to build houses and things like that. Once they start cutting rates, that's when the home builders are going to do very, very well, because they do better when rates are lower. And I do think we're close to getting a rate cut. I don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen, but with all the political pressure from Trump and the Federal Reserve, I think it'll happen eventually. Okay, Trump has talked about firing Powell and stuff. So here's DFSC, very new project here, penny stock. If you're going to play this one, again, I don't have any data on my indicator, so make sure it holds 350. We got GME. This is GameStop. GameStop's down here in the golden zone, but the dot is red, so we're not interested. We're not trading red dots on the monthly unless it's very, very oversold. Here's NUVB. This one actually looks pretty good here, bouncing off at $2. This actually looks really good, bouncing off $2. So I would look for a daily here or a 4-hour dot to enter, because again, you got that signal right there. So this is not a bad looking chart. It's only a $2 stock. So again, very risky. Penny stocks are very risky. Their earnings not making very much money. So you're buying a penny stock, you're buying a highly speculative asset. So just be careful, but the technicals do look good. I like it above $2. SYTA, that one needs a green dot. This one looks like it had a stock split or something. So that kind of ruins the chart for us. What else we got? We got XLM. XLM's green on the monthly. We got that there near the beginning of the month at around 25 to 30 cents, I believe. And now it's pulling back. So again, when you have the monthly dot, that means we're going up for the next 1 to 6 months. Okay. Monthly dot up for 1 to 6 months. Okay. Now we are waiting for a retracement and a green dot from the daily. So just watching the daily there for XLM. And again, we call those alerts out over here inside the Discord, the daily alerts. So the daily and the 4-hour alerts with our strategy, because we only care about these if the dot is green on the monthly, right? We don't care about a daily green dot if the monthly chart is red, right? We don't care about a daily green dot if the monthly chart is red. But when it's green on the monthly, we're looking for the daily. So this is my watch list here. I share this with you guys. I'll actually share this with you right now over here in the Discord. So this is July 31st. Boom. So you guys could actually click on this and pull this up. Okay, and you can go through all these. It pretty much tells you everything I'm holding and all my favorite setups going into next week. But with that being said, right, all of these names on my watch list are green on the monthly. Okay, all these names have green dots on the monthly. I have a red list. All these have red dots on their monthly charts, meaning I'm not interested in taking positions on them. Okay, I only want to take positions on names that are green on the monthly. Therefore, I have it set up over here in the Discord to where it only calls out the daily and the 4-hour alerts from the watch list. So you're not getting daily dots from the red list, because those are on my red list, meaning the dot is red, right? Paramount here is red on the monthly, and I can't pull it up now because I just opened that. But if I go to my red list here, you can see like something like UNH. UNH, it looks great, but guess what? The dot is red. So I'm not interested in UNH, even though it looks very tempting here at 250. That thing's selling off pretty hard. So that's hurting some people. And again, I don't want to buy UNH until I get the signal. Okay, I don't want to buy it until I get the signal. So we're waiting on the signal. Once I get the signal, then I'm going to move it into my green list, and then I will be looking for the daily on it and the 4-hour. So until we get that monthly confirmation, we can never be sure that the chart is going up. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. But I have that set up to where these are only called out. The daily and the 4-hour alerts are only called out if the monthly is green. So once I get the green monthly, I then move it into that watch list, and that's what calls out the daily and the 4-hour alerts. Because again, the dailies don't matter unless we have that monthly alert. Hope that makes sense. Again, guys, so we can get this video to 300 likes. Today, I will give away 100 XRP to someone down in the comment section of this video. Just drop a comment, drop your watch list, say something, shout out to the Spartan Army, give a shout out to your brothers and sisters over here in the Discord. Let them know what's up. And again, if we get the 300 likes, I will give away 100 XRP here this weekend. Freaking love you guys, man. Love this channel, love the community. I tell you guys all the time, this channel is not about me, it's not about you, it's about all of us working together here. It's about communion. It's about community. Okay, it makes investing a lot easier when you have brothers and sisters around you, who are holding you accountable and keeping you disciplined. So Polkadot still waiting on that green monthly. I was talking about near at the beginning of this, how it hasn't given its dot yet. If you want to anticipate it, I mean, I think $3 is a bottom for Polkadot. But if you want the confirmation, wait for the green monthly. Zoom is red on the monthly. So that one really needs to hold on to 72 here. 72 is going to be a big level there for Zoom. But it is red on the monthly, so be very careful. Covered that. Sand. What happened to the metaverse? Needs the monthly. Metaverse went bye-bye. You guys remember Bored Apes? Me neither. NFTs, metaverse. Hype. Jitto. I don't know, man. I don't know. That one's tough. It's got support right there at, call it 140. Needs to hold 140. But, again, there's no data on my monthly chart, so I can't really tell you much. Vine. That looks interesting. Vine coin. Big monster move up. I mean, here you go again, right? 4 cents all the way up to 18. There's a 300% move. When stuff moves like that, there's going to be profit takers, guys. Okay, the people that were buying down here are going to be taking profits up here. So now it's coming straight down, so I wouldn't touch it. Again, I don't have much data on this coin. There's no Fibonacci on it. Okay, can't see the weekly, can't see the monthly. So that was a profit-taking candle up there, though. Okay, I would definitely, if you're still in it, set a stop loss, I don't know, right there at probably 9 cents to protect your gains, because if that came back down to 6, you'd be very disappointed. But that was a nice move. Again, up 100%, guys, I'm always selling something. Up 200%, I'm definitely selling something. 300%, right? Those are crazy gains. You're not going to get those in real estate or anything like that. So when it happens, you need to not get emotional, because a coin like Vinecoin is a meme coin. It's not going to go up forever. It's going to come back down. It's going to retrace, right? And we're going to get opportunities to buy it. It's just not a good opportunity to buy it right now. Why? Well, it's sitting how far off the 6-month average? The 6-month average sits right there. You guys see that blue line? That's the average price over the last 6 months. You're 47% off of that average. Okay? You're buying it at a 47% premium. How much were you buying it at up here? 70% premium. 70% up off the average. So again, the majority of retail is going to be buying in here because they're excited, because it's all the hype and what everyone's talking about. Okay, and then the people who are hyping it up are going to take profits, or whoever created the coin is going to take profits, and it's going to sell all the way back off, and people are going to forget about it again, and then it's going to set up again, and it's going to keep, right, rinse and repeat. Our goal is to buy the bottom of the wave and sell the top of the wave. Buy when others are fearful, sell when they're greedy. If they're already talking about it, you're too late. DKNG. DKNG's getting pretty close up there. Getting pretty close. They got earnings coming up, and they got football season coming up as well. Football's big for sports betting. I used to do it, but then I just felt like a total degenerate, so I just don't even dabble in that anymore, because I think it's just a total waste of time and money and emotion. I mean, it kind of ruins watching the actual game because you're gambling on it, and I don't like gambling, folks. I think day trading is gambling. That's why I don't day trade. I like to invest. I like to store my money away and watch it grow. I don't want to obsess about it. Okay, I don't want to sit in front of my computer for 8 hours a day. I want to just watch it grow. We're planting seeds and watching them grow. We look at ourselves like farmers. Okay, there's a season to plant and there's a season to harvest. Okay, we're not in harvesting season yet. We're coming up out of planting season. Okay, and we're going into harvest season. We're going into that profit taking season. So DKNG looks like it's got some room to go. Okay, it does have earnings. So, again, earnings is always a wild card. You saw something like PayPal sell off big on earnings. Okay, how they gap down there. But, again, this is going to set up for an opportunity. They gap down, and now they're coming back to where they were back here in June. Okay, last month's low was $67. That's where the buyer stepped in and pushed it back up. So, while earnings, they beat their earnings, but somebody took some profit. Somebody sold something, and that's what caused the stock to go down. It could have been an insider, it could have been a CEO, it could have been somebody, a large shareholder could have sold 10% of their position, and now it's sold off, but now it's coming back down to where the buyer stepped in. So something like PayPal I like too. Well, it did have a green dot there for a minute, but this one looks interesting. It's on the watch list, but it looks like the monthly dot did actually fade away, because this one did have one showing up this month. Again, just because it shows up doesn't mean it has to close. So a dot is only confirmed if the month closes, right? Meaning we get a new candle. So like this dot can't be taken off the chart because the candle closed. It was confirmed. So a candle is never confirmed until the month closes. But it's still important to understand where the dots are showing up. So, yeah, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. We got USAR, USA Rare Earth. This one looks like a good one to trade for sure. Looks like it's bouncing off of 11. Nice bounce off of 11 there. That green dot's the one you want to pay attention to. USA Rare Earth Incorporated. I don't know what this is. Let's go ahead and look this one up. This actually looks pretty interesting too. What is it? USAR? What do they do? Okay, again, you guys can come over here if you guys are a member of the Discord. If you guys are not a member of the Discord, you guys can sign up for $4 a month. If you guys pay for the year in full, that's going to get you access to pretty much everything that we do here. The trade alerts, the watch list, everything, the chart requests for these videos. You guys get to see all my trades, and you get that 24/7 trade support from our community. We have about 2,000 members over here. But when you are a member, you get access to this research tool, and you can type in /info, and I believe it was USAR. You just type in the ticker. This works with stocks and also crypto. It doesn't even look like it shows up. So very new, I guess. Or some type of new corporation or something going on here, but it looks good. I like it. Up, down, higher, low. A higher low is when we bounce at a higher spot. So you can see, boom, that was a bounce right here back in May. And now we're bouncing again right here. In July, it bounced up, and now we're making another higher low. So this actually looks really interesting. I would say above 11 bucks. Really interesting. Okay, I'd probably buy it on that daily dot. I'm going to add this one in because I want to do some research on it. Again, it's very new, so there's not a lot of data that I could tell you. I can see the stochastics right there at 37. So that's a ways away, but this looks interesting, right? Buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, right? That's a little shorter term, but I want to do some research on that because I think the United States is starting to tear up their own country for profit, unfortunately. But, yeah. ASML. Oops. Oh, shoot. ASML. So I took a position on this week too. It has the green monthly, so again, we're just looking for daily dots. I entered on this daily right here. That was back at around 720. I'm a little bit down on the position right now. Looks like that's down 4% today, but again, as long as the monthly dot is green, I am looking to add to the position. So if we get a red dot printing today, I'll just look for the next green dot to add. If that comes down to like 600 bucks, I will simply just add more onto the position. Okay, I'm hoping it goes lower because I want to add more to the position because, again, my target's up here between 1,000 and 1,100. And as long as that monthly dot is green, I am bullish on the name. So that one's in the portfolio too. Again, just looking for a place where it would make sense to average down. If you bought in around 700, it might make sense to average down around 600, right, on the position. So not looking to add until we get another daily dot, but that was where I took a position, was right there at around 720 to 730 off that daily dot, because again, that's our strategy. Monthly green plus daily green equals buy. And it's having kind of a nasty day here today, but we'll look to add again on the next daily dot on that one. That's still a hold. Let's see here. MOH. How do I get out of this? MOH USD. MOH, these healthcare stocks are just getting freaking drilled, dude. Healthcare is just so oversold right now. Like, it's just, I have a couple healthcare plays like Novax and Pfizer, but these names are just getting whacked. Oh, they're getting hit so hard. God, it's down 50% on the month. That's crazy. Crazy. So it's got a gold dot. Got a gold dot right there at around 180. Still selling off. So what I'd be watching for on MOH is a weekly. Watch for the weekly dot, because after a 50% dip, normally companies will get a V-shaped recovery. It'll recover very fast. So what I'd be watching on MOH is for a weekly. So the weekly dot is a good way to anticipate the monthly. So when you see a monthly chart way down like this, I mean, this is the deepest it's ever been since back here. Okay, what you could do is you could use the weekly, because the weekly dot is going to come before the monthly dot. So if you're anticipating a monthly dot, a good place to look for an entry is the weekly. So I would look for the weekly on this one. I think that one will call the bottom of MOH. You got to think these healthcare stocks are going to bounce back. I mean, they're just totally beaten up. Like if I'm an institutional investor, if I have billions and billions of dollars, I don't want to put my money in stuff that's already like I don't want to buy Bitcoin up here, right? I know it's all the hype right now, but I mean, are you really getting a good price up here over the next 1 to 6 months? Like, yeah, it could definitely have an impulsive move up to 150 over the next 2 months. But I'm talking 6 to 12 months out. Like, I think we're going to see one of these. I think we're going to see a big bear market here. Probably, I'm going to guess sometime next year in 2026. Probably around Q2, Q1 is when it's going to start. I can't really tell you the exact date. I don't believe in all that. But if I'm someone with lots of money, right, I want to be looking for a position that I could buy and hold for a while. I'd want to buy a name that's down 70, 80%. That's, you know, a good quality company. I mean, UNH, yeah, they're getting sued into oblivion for all the fraud, but they still make $100 billion a quarter. So there's a lot of money tied up there in those corporations, right? $111 billion in 4 months. They are that's more than Amazon makes, I'm pretty sure. How much revenue did Amazon report? 155. So they're right up there with Amazon, right? How much did Apple report? So they're bigger than Apple. They make more money. They generate more revenue than the company of Apple. So, and they're down, I mean, a significant amount. I mean, this is an ugly, ugly drop, right? 60%. So with the healthcare stocks, guys, I think it's important that we just wait for the monthly confirmation. We need that monthly confirmation on the chart in order to play it. And again, you can use the weekly if you want to anticipate it, but there might be a little bit more blood over the next month or two for stocks like MOH and healthcare. But if you're thinking more like 12 to 24 months out, I think these prices are like really good, man. I think they're really good. MIOTA, you guys could just call the tickers out for me. Just needs the green monthly there. Pi, the Pi network. Okay, again, all the hype was happening up here at 3, and now it's sold all the way off. So I don't know what Pi's going to do. I don't know too much about the project, but that was a very hyped up project there for a minute. It just doesn't look like anybody's interested in it. You want to look for stuff that people, you know, talk about. I guess Pi had a pretty big following, but I feel like the majority of people are flushed out now. Here's Band. This is Bandwidth. They got a green monthly. So again, you're in here on the daily looking for signals. That one looks like it could get one here in the next couple of days. What is that one, by the way? Let me just look it up real quick. Again, you can just come over here to the research tool, type in /info, and then the ticker. This would be Bandwidth. Again, it works for crypto and stock. So it's only a $412,000 company or $1 million company. I say only like that's a little amount of money, but a lot of companies are like billions and billions of dollars. So functioning enable enterprises to integrate voice calling, text messages, and 911 access within their applications. So that's interesting. Some type of software. But target on that would be 21 to 23 if you believe in it. But the monthly is green. 5.9, that one's green. God, I don't know what happened to this one, but it got absolutely smoked. It's trying to build support down there at 20. So if you believe in it, if you know what the company does, if you think they're a thing, looks like they have pretty damn good earnings. I mean, they're making $250 million a quarter. So another one I'd be interested in looking up here. /info 5.9 is what this one's called. So these guys, cloud-based contract center software enhances their customer support, offers a comprehensive suite of tools interacting with inter-voice response, automatic call distribution, workforce management, etc., etc. That's a little bigger of a company. It's a $2 billion company, a little bigger than the $412 billion that we saw on Bandwidth. But both those look interesting, man. They definitely look interesting. You see the last few green dots haven't really played out on this one. That's just because I don't think anyone knows what it is or what it does. But yeah, technicals look pretty good. Here's BCE. That one's got a green dot on the monthly. Target on that would be 46 to 48. We got Soundhound, S-O-U-N. S-O-U-N. That one's green dot faded there. I still like this one above 10 bucks. Watching for a daily. I know the green dot did show up for a minute, but it faded away. So you really want to make sure this one holds on to support. I mean, support's all the way down here at like 9 bucks. AAL. American Airlines. Doesn't have the green monthly yet. Archer. I think that's... You guys could just call out the tickers. It makes it really easy for me to toggle through these. ACH, that one was up here in the red zone. You got the red dot in the red zone up there at 13. Now it's sold off all the way to 10. I just watched for a daily on this one. Watch for the daily dot, but that's had a pretty big run up. So I'd be watching the daily as long as that monthly holds green there. It looks like they got earnings coming up as well. But your selling opportunity was right there and also right there. And you also had one right in there. So, yeah, watch the daily on that one. We got XYZ. This is Block. So Block selling off a little bit, but I believe that one does have the monthly. So you can see it's pulling back here. Just watching for the daily. Again, as long as the monthly is green, we're looking for those pullbacks and those daily dots. I like this one. This one looks really good. Bull. This is Webull. That one's building the base right there at around 14, it looks like. I'd be watching the 4 hour on this one. Watch for the 4 hour dot. Monthly looks good. I think Bull looks good. I personally like Robinhood more than Webull, so I'm not an investor in Webull, but looks interesting. Okay, you can wait for the daily or the 4 hour. Again, it's such a new company, a newly traded company that I don't see any data on my longer term time frames. So watching the daily and the 4 hour on Bull. MDB, this one's had a really nice move. This was a really good trade for me, at least. I was buying right here in this area at 200. It popped all the way up here to around 260. I think I made like 25%. It did give a red dot, so I did take some off. I know we're not in the red zone, but I wanted to trim some because I saw some other opportunities in the market, so I just sold half of the position. Now I'm letting the rest ride back up here to 300 to 350, but that did give a red dot there. So as long as I can hold 225, though, it looks good. My macro target's up there between 325 and 350, but we did get that green dot. That's also why we bought it back there in June. Looking good. I think that one has some more room to go back up here. TGT, this one's also in my portfolio. This one's just hanging around 100 bucks. So it has the green monthly. That looks like it's going to close here. We get new monthly candles for stocks tomorrow. We get the crypto candles tonight, which is exciting, which means, right, names like Chainlink are going to close green. CRO is going to close green. Like, that means that dot can never be taken away from the chart. So that's confirmation that, hey, we're going up for 1 to 6 months. But Target is also going to close, it looks like. And that one has the green monthly. So I like Target's company. My wife loves it. That's why I invest in it, because I like to buy stuff that people like, that gives them staying power, that gives them credibility, that gives them fundamental strength. And yeah, my target on target is still 150 to 160. That one's still a hold, just looking to add on the daily or 4 hour green dots as necessary. Okay, I mean, and when I say add, I mean, if you guys bought this green dot right here on target at like 103 and you get another one at like 100 bucks, it's not worth it to average down, right? If you're down like 1, 2, 3%, it's not worth it. But if if it dropped all the way to 90 and you bought it right here at 100, yeah, that would make more sense to average down here, because you would drop your cost from $100 a share if you bought some at 100, right? If you bought half at 100 and half at 90, your average cost would be 95. It doesn't make sense to buy here, right, at 104 and then average down at 101. Doesn't make sense, right? I like to wait for at least a 20% drop if I'm going to average down on a position. Okay, so target, again, on target is up here in the red zone between 150 and 160, but I still really like this one too. I bought this one this month off the dot. Pinterest, Pins. Haven't seen that one in a while. See, I like Snapchat more than Pinterest. I don't know what the hype about Pinterest is, but Again, women love it, so that's obviously a plus. But Snapchat is very, 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 very highly used among the Gen Z generation. That's why I'm an investor in Snapchat. But Pins is getting up here in the red zone, so I would either take some off the table here or set a stop loss at 37. You got the dot right there back in June. Okay, or you could use sell strategy number 2 and wait till that comes back up to the white dotted line. Boeing, BA. BA we called out in May and also in December down at 150. It's sitting at 220. It's a beautiful trade there, beautiful move. You got these red dots up here though, so it's been telling you to take some off the table. I want to see Boeing retrace back into the average here. If that could pull back to like 190, I think that'd be good. But I definitely would be taking some off the table here, especially if you were entering back here in May, okay, somewhere around 170, 180 when we got that dot. And you're up 30, 40%. That's really good for a stock, guys. That's really good. Looks like they had their earnings. They did well, and they're selling off a little bit. There's some profit taking going on. So, again, I never look to buy names in the red zone. I want to buy either close to the average or down here in the golden zones. We got Coinbase. Wow, Coin actually looks like it's going to break out here. I got the green dot right there and at around 250. We called that one out too. We were talking about Coinbase down here at 240. It's up here at 450 now. I would definitely use a stop loss on this one at probably 350 if you want to play the continuation. They got earnings after hours today. Coinbase earnings after hours. Let me go ahead and put that out. Coin earnings at the bell. Boom. Okay, and by the way, you guys can get all the breaking news over here inside the Discord as well. We got a news thread over here that pretty much tells you everything that's going on in the market and everything like that. So looks like they're going to ban Congress members from trading stocks. Oh, wait, you mean that being in government shouldn't be a way to get rich? What? Meaning like they got to serve the people and not look out for their own interests? What a great idea. Nancy Pelosi's worth like $500 million, dude, on a $250,000 salary. And she sits there and says, I didn't do any insider trading. I didn't have any information that could have helped me out in knowing that this stock was going to go up. She's the greatest investor of all time. She's outperformed Warren Buffett. I mean, she's not as old as Warren Buffett, but she's the greatest all time. And she's a Congress member. So the people that believe that there's no correlation there are kind of crazy to me, but whatever. But Coinbase, again, red dot came back on Tuesday, so I would have been taking some off around 425. Again, they have earnings, so they're either going to explode off of their earnings or they're going to come back down to the average down here, probably 275. But if you haven't trimmed some yet, if you were buying where we were buying, I mean, if you haven't trimmed some yet and you're up, 84% on the position, I'm sorry, but you're being greedy. You got to take at least 25 to 50% off if you're using our strategy, right? Up here in the red zone is a place where we look to sell. And again, if it breaks out and goes higher, we don't get mad at that. We made 80%. We're super happy about that. Okay, so again, you don't have to sell the whole position if you think it's going to keep going up. But if you sell half of your position now, you raise cash and you can look for other opportunities. But an 80% move is a big move, and that's a lot of the time where people are taking their profits. So again, I would take some off of Coinbase before they report earnings here. And again, it could totally they could beat earnings, it could go up. But again, if you're using a strategy, if you're using rules, you got to stick to your rules. MSTR looks very similar. They report earnings today after the bell too. So that's going to be really interesting. You got MSTR and Coinbase both reporting earnings. It's probably you guys are probably watching this after the case because this is a pre-recorded video, so it'll be interesting to see how these react today, both MSTR and Coinbase. But MSTR, again, I'm never buying in the red zone, but it does have a red dot there on the monthly, so you want to be careful with that one. PLTR, Palantir, again, up in the red zone. This is a day trading stock here, okay? I mean, I'm not touching that thing. I ain't touching it. I'd be taking profits. Taking the profit, because one day it's going to have a big fat dip and someone's going to be stuck sucking their thumb. Okay, it'll happen. Everything pulls back. There's never been a chart that has gone straight up forever. And when you get that extension, there, that is when it happens. Okay, that's when the blood comes. Okay, and we don't want to be there when that happens. Okay, and they got earnings next Monday, so I'm taking profit on PLTR. I know I'll probably get canceled for saying that, but I don't care. MKR. That one's in the red zone as well. This one trades pretty interesting. I would just be looking for this stochastic to get closer to that white dotted line to take profits on this one. OP, another one I added to the portfolio, I think, last week. The reason I added it was I jumped the gun kind of like I did on NIR. But again, when I see a 8-month pullback here like this, that normally means that, hey, a reversal's coming. Nothing goes down forever. Nothing goes up forever. The longer the pullback, the better. OP is built on the Ethereum network, so it's almost like a play on Ethereum. I got in around 70 cents. It's sitting at around 69 cents, so I'm like even on the position, but I like it down here. I like it a lot, and again, just waiting for the monthly green dot to confirm the move. If it goes down to like 50 cents, right, if it comes down here to 50, I'll probably just end up buying more. I'm not going to sell OP. I'm holding that one till the stochastic gets back up here to the white dotted line, or until we get back up here in the red zone. So that one's a buy in my book. Again, you can wait for the confirmation. It's good practice to do so. But yeah, I think that one looks really good going into the end of the year. Oscar's another one. I believe I added this month. It had the green dot last month. Everyone was talking about it, and then they just completely flushed it on retail there. I like that big pullback that it's had. It was up here in the red zone. Again, you should have been taking profits up in this zone. Okay, you should have been taking profits up here at 22. It sold all the way off down here to around 14. Now I'm looking to buy. I think I bought that one at like 13. I bought it off this green dot right here in July at 13.20, and it's got another one showing up here today. So they also have earnings coming up here on Wednesday. My target's up here between 21 and 23 on Oscar. What else we got? TSN, Tyson Foods. That one is going to be red on the monthly. Don't want to touch that. Algo looks like it's going to close with its monthly dot here in July. So this is the start of a massive, massive move to the upside. Target on Algo is going to be 50, but I'd be a buyer of this one because of that green monthly there. We got GT. Gate token. It's red on the monthly, so I'm really just not interested in it. One sec, I have to answer this phone call here. Give me 1 second. Okay. We got Pepe. Pepe's selling off. It's green there. It's got a green candle on the monthly, green on the weekly. So just watching for the daily confirmation there. That 0.00001 is a big level for it. It's gone down for 5 days in a row. So again, this is people panicking. This is probably retail panicking, thinking the bull market's happening or the bear market's happening. But realistically, we're just waiting for the daily dot on Pepe for a place to add. And I don't know that this one has monthly data on any of its charts. Yeah, see, there's no data yet, so we have to go off the weekly. The weekly's actually showing a red this week. So you're going to want to make sure this one holds 0.001 or just look for a place to average down off a green dot. Again, if you bought on these green dots, you were buying right around the same area, so it doesn't really make sense to average down. But if it came down here to like 0.0006, that would make sense. But I think we're going to find a bottom right here. We're sitting right on the average, right on the 6-month average here. So I think we're going to find a bottom in this zone. Target on that's up here in the red zone. We got Link. We covered Link. We covered XLM. We got BC8. Again, you guys can watch the replay of today's episode if you guys are joining the premiere late over here in the latest tab in the Discord. This is where all the past live streams are posted. You guys can also see those on my profile there. BCH still has the monthly green dot again. We called this thing out back here in May. It was sitting at $380. That was somewhere around right here. Boom. Beautiful time to be buying, right on that average. And look where it's at, up in the red zone. So I'd be taking some off of BCH here. Again, you're up. If you entered here, you're up 60% from where we bounced off the average there. So I would be trimming some. So again, we're not trying to hit grand slams. We're just trying to be consistent traders. We're consistent by sticking to our strategy. ARB still looks good too. Okay, down here in the golden zone, targets up here to 120. SEI. SEI, looking for a green dot on the daily. That one is no data on the monthly, but the weekly is green. And just looking for the daily dot now. Looking for that daily signal target up here between 60 and 70 cents. Oh, we got Hive, Hive. I believe that is a stock. That is a stock. Yep, Hive Digital. Is that green on the monthly? Yes, it is. Okay, this one looks good too. Not really sure what these guys do. They don't make too much money, but target would be up there between $4 and $5. HP. HP is still green on the monthly. I still like this one. I think energy stocks are also very beaten up here, just like healthcare. Energy and healthcare both look very interesting. I like this one. Just looking to add on these green dots. The last one came around 16, and we're sitting at around 16 right now. So target's 35 to 40 on that. And again, that monthly dot is green here and going to close here in July. That looks good. DIA. And that one's on the watch list too. So yeah, DIA USD. I don't know if you're talking about the crypto, but it does have a monthly dot there. It is pulling back now, though. So you got the monthly signal. Now you want to wait for the green dot here. Wait for the green dot on the daily now that you got that monthly signal. XPR. Spelling is correct, he says. The XRP, XPR network. Pretty close to the red zone. If you're going to buy it, use a stop loss at 4.5 or 0.0045. You got some room back up there to 0.065. It does have a green monthly. I would just make sure it holds on to this support level right there at 0.0045. Target would be right there, or when that stochastic comes up there and hits that white dotted line. CELH, it's the Celsius Holdings. It's got a red dot here today. This one could pull back maybe to $40. But the trend is still very strong. Target would be up here at 60. We called this one out back here at like 25, $30. So that's been a great trade this year. You got a red dot here today. So you could trim a little bit if you want. We're pretty close to the red zone. We're not exactly right in it. But they do got earnings and stuff coming up here in a couple of weeks. So again, if you're buying down here at $30, I mean, you're up a good 50%. So up 50%, not a bad place to sell 25%, 50% of the position and raise some capital. But it's going to deeply depend. The next move is going to deeply depend on their earnings. If they beat their earnings, they'll obviously break out here and do well. The second sell target would be up here when that white dotted line hits that white dotted line. That stochastic comes back up there. So watch that one into earnings. We got XOM. Exxon Mobil, that one's green on the monthly, looks good. This is more of a like a shorter term swinger, right? It has these like weekly pullbacks and then it pumps, weekly pullback, pump, weekly pullback. Now it's pumping. I like this one as long as it can hold on to like 10, call it 106. Okay, target would be up there between 122 and 126. It is green on the monthly, so I'm going to go ahead and add that one to the watch list. I did give a green dot there back in July there, about 110. Oscar, we covered MOH, we covered VLO. That one's green on the monthly. Let's swap that one. Looking for the green daily. Watch for the green daily dot on VLO. PSX. It's also same kind of company. The Phillips 66. Target will be up there at 150, but these oil and gas companies look really good. They're very undervalued down here, so I think those look good. PSX, you got Exxon, you got Chevron. Those all look very oversold. SMCI, and sorry, I'm only taking 3 requests from each person. You requested about 6, and I covered your 3 there. But just keep it at 3 if you guys could, just because it helps me cover everybody's and do it in a timely fashion. Just want to be respectful of everybody's time. SMCI, this one's green on the monthly. So again, targeting this stochastic back up here at the white dotted line, or targeting up here in the red zone. I think SMCI looks fantastic. I'm looking for a 4-hour or a daily dot. I think this one could pull back a little bit on its earnings, or it could absolutely explode. I don't normally like to put on positions right into earnings just because, again, it could go the other way. But this chart is very strong. Chip makers, all those things are looking very, very good. These guys had some lawsuits against them and things like that. So I think they're coming out of that now, and we'll see how this thing performs. But I'm watching the 4-hour and the daily now that we got the monthly for entry opportunities. That one could give you one here next week as they report earnings there on Tuesday. CNC, I believe this is another one of those healthcare companies. I mean, healthcare has just been destroyed this month. This thing's down 50%, dude. Just getting absolutely annihilated. So I would look to anticipate the monthly here off this weekly dot. I think 25 is where this thing is going to find a bottom. Again, there's no confirmation of that, but it does have that weekly signal, and the monthly is just, I mean, this is just insane. I've never seen many sell-offs like this before on these big, large companies. I mean, you're talking about these guys make $50 million. $50 million a quarter. Okay, every 4 months, their company is generating 50 billion. I'm sorry, billion with a B every quarter. That's a lot of money. And for a stock to be hit that hard, that's insane to me. Insane to me. This one and UNH are very, very, very undervalued. If you're looking at, I mean, this is like a 5-year, that's a 10-year low. So 10 years ago, it was back down at these prices. Okay, it went all the way up. I mean, that was a massive move. So if you're looking more longer here, 12 to 24 months, I think these are great prices. Again, I don't know too much about the companies. All I know is that they make a ton of money. So yeah, I mean, very undervalued. It could go sideways for a while, but if you believe in the company, I don't think this is a bad, I mean, you're at a 10-year low, guys. 9-year. Okay, this was back in 2015, 2016. I'm sorry, 2015, 2016. RIP. VIXY. The VIXY. I think it's getting destroyed here. It is down pretty low right now, so it could spike. The VIX could definitely spike here. We could get some type of weird event that causes a spike, some type of volatility, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But that is down in a range here. Okay, you can see, boom, right here, hit the bottom. Whoop, up here is the top. Normally, when this goes up, markets go down. So up here was in April when everyone was panicking. Okay, it hit the top and it came back down. So yeah, that's at a pretty low spot right now, which is not bad because we can just go sideways and kind of just chop around for a bit. There could be some volatility, but I don't see any major events on the horizon that are going to knock us off. But again, black swans happen just like tariffs, just like COVID. So yeah, net, I'd be taking profits on this too. I'm taking profits before earnings. I'd sell before, well, today they report earnings. So I'd take some off before. I'd sell the whole position if it was me, to be honest with you. Okay, if they beat and go another 10, 20%, great. You should have been entering down here with us, right? If you're using our strategy, if you're buying next to the mean, the average, you should have been buying down in this area. We don't want to buy when we're that far off of the averages and inside the red zone. IBIT, this is the Bitcoin ETF. This is pretty much like Bitcoin's chart. So this is going to be up here in the red zone. Not looking to play that. If you want to set up a trade on it, I would use a stop loss at 64. The daily stochastic's pretty low. Just watch for the daily if you want to play it. But again, up here in the red zone, not looking to put any positions on, but it could definitely break out and go higher. Just make sure you use that stop loss at 74. We got DOCN, Digital Holdings Company, looking for the monthly. ELTR recovered KO. This is Coca-Cola. Red on the monthly. Don't want to touch it. KAS. CASPA. No data on the monthly. Sitting on its average. I guess just watch the daily. SEI recovered HBAR. HBAR looks like it got some room to go up there to 35. It did give you a red dot there the other day at around 30. This one looks strong as long as it can hold on to 23 cents. Okay, the buyers really need to step in. I like the fact that the stochastic's on the floor here. We've had this big impulsive move up. I think we're going up for the next 2-3 months. Okay, probably all the way into 2021. My topping target's around November, But yeah, watching the stochastic here on the monthly, and also watching for the red zone and a green dot on the daily to enter. Filecoin, you said has a triple bottom as of July. Kind of. I don't really see it, but does it have the green monthly yet? No green monthly, but this is another one you could anticipate here, like near, okay, that could end up, resulting in a move higher. So target on that would be up there between $7 and $8. Again, last time you should have been selling right in this area. Down here, we should be looking for positions. Okay, looking for the green dot on the monthly. SOUN and bull, we covered BT.L. I don't see that chart. ARB, we covered Chirp and Riz. Both of those are buys right now. I mean, if you're playing those, I'm looking at the daily chart. You got the green dot right there at around 2.022. If you believe in this project, like I do, you're holding on to it. It went from the price it's sitting at back here in May all the way up to 6 cents last time. I just got mine staked on their website, earning 8% right now as we just accumulate here. Chirp, same thing, looking for the dailies. Just looking for daily opportunities to add here. There's no data on these weekly and monthly charts just yet. So these are very new projects. That's why I bought them. I bought them based on fundamentals, based on their technology, not necessarily the technicals. They're just very low market cap plays. So I like both of them a lot. And if you want to look for places to enter, just look for those green dots. But they're right back down into very strong support. You can see we bottomed right here in July. We topped out right here at resistance back here in May. Riz, same thing. We're right back down to the prices we were at right back here in May of 2025. That was about 2 months ago, bouncing right on the same levels. So I think they both look good. I still really like them. They're both less than a $5 million market cap. So I think they look good. ARB we covered. We got Luna Technology, Lunaterra. This thing's still a thing, huh? I don't know too much about that one, my friend. IMX, this is one of my favorite plays. I told you guys that in the Discord last night. Got the green monthly. Looks really good for an altcoin. Target up there between 180 and 220. IMX looks fantastic. D-Nut. This is Crispy Green Donuts. Bada bing, bada boom. That one's green there on the monthly. I think this looks pretty good here at 350. If you're playing it, I mean, they're obviously losing money. You could see these red E's. They're losing market share. So if they bounce back, though, there was a lot of short volume in there. I think it looks like a steal under 4. If you want to play it, I'd buy it here. I would definitely be playing it here off the green monthly if you're using our strategy. It's got a lot of room back up there to 20. I think some weird stuff could happen with that one for sure. Okay, that one I would be targeting up there at about $12. Oh, we got Prime. Prime down there on the floor. Just needs the monthly. Beam. Beam, no data yet, but it does have a green candle. You could anticipate that one. Pretty ugly chart there, but if alts are going to rip, they're all going to rise. So up here between 3 and 4 cents is where I'd be targeting on Beam. GRT. It's amazing that you guys don't have a lot of duplicate requests. Like all you guys have different requests. It's kind of funny. Green dot. Need the green dot for GRT. That's what we're looking for. Gala. That one get the green dot there. Nope, not yet. But again, another one you could anticipate down here on a weekly. And looks like you got it a couple weeks ago. So again, that's the signal we're looking for. IMX, we did LDO. LDO is green on the monthly. That looks good. I don't know why that one's still on the red list, but we should be looking for green dots to add that one on the daily now that we have the monthly. But that is another Ethereum name like OP and also like ARB. That look very interesting. Target on that would be up there around 250. ASM. Is that a crypto or a stock? I'm going to guess you're going to go with the crypto since your other requests were cryptos. That one is also great on the monthly. So this one looks good. It had a big move up. It came back down. Now would be the place you want to be looking for the green dots there on the daily to play that one. Now that you got the monthly confirmation, we got VThor. To play on VeChain. I personally would rather just play VeChain. And VeChain does not have any data on its monthly, at least on that chart. Looking for the green monthly on that one. Lith, this is your 100x play, you said. Lithium. Yeah, green needs the green monthly there. Well, it has the green monthly. I'm sorry. It has the green monthly. So, yeah, hopefully you know something about it because it looks like a brand new project. INJ. INJ looks good too. Another solid name here to end the month. You're getting the green dot on the monthly. And guys, let me reiterate how rare these green dots are. I mean, these are not something that come along every single day. You can see this is the first one that INJ has gotten since it's been a thing, since all the way back here in 2020. Actually, it had one right here, I'm sorry, in November. It went up from 18 all the way to 36 for about 100% move. But this looks good. I'd be buying INJ right here, right now. Okay, looking for an entry off that monthly. That looks fantastic. HBAR XRP. Did we cover XRP? XRP's got a green dot as well. It's absolutely ripping here. So it's in the red zone though. So personally, me, I am not interested in it. I was interested down here at $2, but up here at $3, I'm not interested. Because again, if you guys would have bought at $2 when we were looking to buy this thing, you're up 80%. So can it keep going? Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to play the continuation, I just make sure it holds on to like $2.90. If it breaks 290, probably going to come back down there to 250 or so. What I'd be watching for right now is just the daily or the 4-hour dots. And you got the 4-hour dot there not too long ago. Just watching for the daily now. I'd keep my eye on the daily alert for XRP, and that will be called out over here inside of the Discord. Near recovered, still really like that play. AVGO, I put that one on like yesterday, I think. AVGO, looking to sell this one up in the red zone, looking to take profit. It's got a red dot today in the red zone, taking the profit. Lemonade, this one looks good. That daily dot will probably be a great signal to add. I think this is an insurance company. They got earnings coming up on Tuesday of next week as well. It's got the green dot on the monthly. This one looks good. I like it a lot as long as it can hold on to that $35 level. Ethereum. Ethereum's up there in the red zone. So we would be trimming some. I sold my Ethereum position that we were buying like down here in this area. When I said for 3 months we should be buying Ethereum right now. Beautiful move. That's just how we wanted it to play out. Now that it's in the red zone, though, we got to be thinking about, right, you should sell some or all your position because, again, that is our strategy, guys. The second price target you can put on yourself is this stochastic coming up here to the white dotted line. That is what happened back here in March of 2024, called the top. Same thing back here in 2021. So I would say sell some of Ethereum and you can let the rest ride. 25, 50%. I mean, this thing does look like it's about ready to go to 5,000, 6,000. But again, in the red zone, I'm always taking some profits on these red dots, guys. That's my strategy. I got to stick to it. Yes, I can sit here and think that it's going to go to $500 million by the end of the year, but I'm more of a logistical realist when it comes to trading. Okay. The red zone has always been in the past a great place to take some off, just like it was back here in December at 4,000 when Trump got elected. Everyone was hyped up. Everyone was having a good time. And then it sold all the way off. If you didn't trim some back here on Ethereum, you probably weren't very happy watching it go all the way down here to 1,400. And you probably panic sold down here instead of selling up here. So I'm not saying Ethereum can't break out, go to 6,000, 8,000. I think it's going to do that. But I don't think it's a bad place to trim some, 25, 50% in the red zone there. Robinhood. Man, so many phone calls. Monthly still looks good, but again, it's up here in the red zone. So again, I'm taking profits. Taking profits. Sticking to the strategy, taking profits. We got ADA Cardano. Cardano looks good. I'm watching the daily there. That one had a monthly, but it faded away. It does look like it's reversing direction, though. And if you believe altcoins are going up here into the end of the year, I think Cardano will be a great buy on the next daily dot. NKE. Man, I'm starting to sweat. It's getting a little hot where I'm at. Nike, we covered that already. We got STZ. This one's not really moving. It's got the green monthly. I think it's a good place to accumulate if you want to own it. 240 to 260 is the target. CVX. I don't know what you're talking about Chevron or the crypto, but Chevron's got a target up there between 164 and 168. AIOC. That one you're talking about, the crypto. I don't got, well, I do. Target on that's up there between $1 and $1.20. You got CVX. You're probably talking about the crypto now. This one's been very good to us. We got that green dot back there in May at around 270. It sold off to 220, but now it's up big this month. Beautiful call out there on the green dot. If you guys are still holding that, that was a really nice move. That was a 200% move from here to here, and now it's pulling back a little bit. So watching for the green daily for an entry. DCO. I don't see that one. ACMR. Monthly's green, so it looks good. Just looking for dailies. But again, it's up there in the red zone, so I'm not too interested in that one. I would probably be selling some here. Taking some off at least, and then selling when that stochastic goes up and touches that white dotted line there. You got WHB. WHD. Yeah. No green dot on the monthly yet. And guys, keep it to 3 if you could. Penn's got a green monthly. So you're looking for dailies. BCC. Sorry, I'm trying to rapid fire these guys now because this has been a long one. That one needs a green dot on the monthly. OLN. OLN also, that one has the green monthly. So this is Olin Corporation. Target on that would be 44 to 48. Okay, if you want. Okay, I got to answer this phone call again. One sec. This one's got the green monthly. Again, the daily 44 to 40, 52. Sorry guys, I've been getting blown up. Summer's a very busy time for me. So, and as our community's growing, these chart requests videos have gotten very, very long. It used to be about 30 to 40 minutes, but now we're sitting on here for an hour to 2 hours, and I don't mind doing it. It just takes up a lot of my day, and you know, I have a wife and other responsibilities and stuff in life. So the schedule has changed a little bit over the last couple of months, but again, we're adapting as we go. So hopefully you guys are getting some value. Again, I'm wanting to give away 100 XRP if we can get this video to 300 likes. We haven't hit 300 likes on a video yet. So, you know, if we can do it, if you guys are still watching, again, I'll give that away to someone down there in the comment section. Beam, we covered. That one up there, 4 cents is the target. We got more. AI. Looks like a meme coin, penny stock. I don't know. Yeah, not much I can tell you on that one. How many more we got? We're getting pretty close here. It's like 100 degrees outside. My fan's off because if I turn my fan on, it's going to be really loud for you guys probably. Really loud fan, so over here sweating. I'm going to stand up real quick, actually. Okay, open door. Remember when all the hype was in last week at $5? Where's it at now? Down to 2. So this one's actually setting up. If you guys want to take a position on it, if you believe in it. Again, we don't buy the hype. Everyone's talking about. We had that one guy that was being a dick in the Discord, telling everyone how great he was about calling open out and telling everyone to buy it up here at $5. I had to ban him because he was being a dick, for one. I don't care if you guys have an opinion, but when you start calling other people names in the Discord and stuff, I'm going to ban you. I don't care who you are. I don't care how right or how wrong you are. Just don't be a dick, right? No one's right 100% of the time. So, and we don't chase pumps. We do not chase pumps. So I got to protect our community by protecting, you know, others, because people are newer to this, and you know, it's just how it works. So open, we're looking for the daily or the 4-hour on. Okay, daily or 4-hour dot, that'll be the place to enter. It does have the green monthly, which is great. This one, Donut, Kohl's, and RKT, Rocket Mortgage, all had really, really big moves this month, and they all have pulled back a little bit here into the end of the month. So if you want to play open door, I would just play on the 4-hour. I might actually buy this one on the 4-hour because, again, most people were getting in here. The people took profits that were buying it. I mean, if you were buying it down here at 50 cents, you made 1,000%. So now those people are taking profits. And when I say those people, I'm talking about The smart money. Okay, the smart money. The smart money is not buying when everyone else is talking about it. They're buying when nobody's talking about it. That's why it's the stealth phase. So when everyone's shouting about it, and everyone on Twitter, everyone on TikTok, everyone and their mother talking about open door, not a good time to buy open door. Okay, we want to wait. We want to wait until this happens, right? A big dip, and there's been a big dip, right? This thing's from $5. There was people buying up here at $5. Remember, people can't sell. Smart money can't sell unless people are buying. So when retail's buying, smart money's selling into that, and it's dipped down 63% from that time. So yeah, now we're just waiting for it to reset, give us a green dot, and we can look for an entry. If that comes down to 150, I would buy open. I would buy open door at 150. Good request. I'm glad somebody requested that. KOTS up in the red zone on the 4 hour, probably on the daily too. Just not looking to buy stuff in the red zone there. XTZ. XTZ had a really nice move. This one's green on the monthly as well. Looking very good here at 80 cents. Target on that's all the way back up there between 160 and 180. I love this one. I would buy it off the 4 hour or the daily alert. That's going to be the bottoming signal there on the short term. It could come all the way down to 70 cents, but at 70 cents, I think that thing will be an absolute steal. Okay, looking for the daily. Looking for the daily alert. Again, that daily dot will be called out over here in the Discord. We got RSR. Oh, RSR, you guys hear my back crack right there? Whew. Yeah, you guys keep requesting this. Just looking at the daily on this one. MOH recovered. UNH recovered. We got Lululemon. This one's getting smacked. So it's way down right now. I'd be watching for the weekly. I want to watch for the weekly dot on Lululemon. Okay, you can anticipate that dot down here. If that hits 160, I think you buy it. Their earnings have been very good too. I mean, they're making money. So Intel's still green on the monthly. I took a position on this one, I believe, this week as well after it gapped down off of its earnings. I thought that was an overreaction. They're making $12 billion a quarter still. My target on Intel is still up here between 32 and 36, and it does still have the green monthly dot. So we've been chopping around a lot here. We're just being patient here, waiting for that breakout to happen. ABNB. This is Airbnb. That's green on the monthly. Pulling back, watching for the green daily. ON. This is on semiconductor. Target on that's between 72 and 80. Okay, green on the monthly. Got that back in June, so just waiting for the daily. Also watching earnings on Monday. STLA. This one I also took a position on around, I think I got it around 10. I'm down about 7-8% on it right now. The green dot faded away from the monthly, so I'm just going to hold, and I'll re-add when that monthly pops back up. I may even consider selling some of this one because the monthly faded. These guys are getting hit because they were expecting rate cuts. They didn't get any rate cuts. Obviously, car makers are suffering from that because people can't afford to buy cars because rates are so high. So I'm going to look to average down on that one if it gets down to $8. If it hits 8, I'm going to buy more. But until then, I'm just holding. I'm holding that one, waiting for the monthly. That wave is way down there right now. And again, this is another really big company. They make $90 billion every single quarter. So yeah, $8 would be a spot to average down if you traded that one with me. Again, 1 to 6 months out. I bought this one like a week ago, so I'm not panic selling after a weekly dump after I buy. We're buying and holding for 1 to 6 months. And again, that signal did show up, but it faded away because price dropped. But it does have strong support down there at $8. HP we covered. PENGU, I see everyone on TikTok talking about this one too, so it must be time to buy. No, in my opinion, no, this is not time to buy. But if you want to set a stop loss, I would protect my gains right there with a stop loss at 0.033. I don't like it personally. It's already up 150, 200%. You know, not saying it can't go to the moon, guys, but I'm a trader here. I want to buy this, or I'm sorry, I want to sell this, and I want to buy right down in this area. Okay, we want to buy when no one's talking about it. When everyone's talking about it, you're too late. And this one lost the 9. That one looks like it's going to fall. I would use a stop loss at 0.00 or 0.033. That's where I'd have my stop loss. If you want to move it down to 0.03, fine. Go ahead. But it did lose the 9. You can see the 9 EMA, that orange line. That's pointing down now. See how it's pointing down? It can loop and do one of those, but you're in dangerous territory. I'd sell some up here. Okay, I would definitely sell some PNG. And again, it can go to the moon. It can go to $1, whatever. But if you're trading meme coins like that, 9.9 times out of 10, you're gonna get caught holding the bag, because it's all based on hype. There's no tech or anything behind it. Chainlink, on the other hand, lots of tech behind that. If you guys saw that article that the White House released yesterday, they are using Chainlink's technology to run the entire financial system. Technically, if you guys want to go read that, you can visit the White House's page. But that is why I own Chainlink. I don't own it because it's a penguin, right? Own something because of what they do, not because of the hype behind it. If you're chasing hype all the time, you're going to get caught holding the bag. I don't know how else to say it. Alibaba's trying to find a bottom here. There's no green monthly yet, but it looks like it wants to bounce there off of 100. 100 looks like very strong support there. We got Snapchat. Snapchat we already covered. Still looks really good. Target we covered. AZN. This is AstraZeneca. Green on the monthly. Here's another healthcare name. Just looking for the daily now. I think this is a good place to add some if you want to go long. Target would be 84 to 88. SMCI we covered. Riz we covered. ZBCN we covered. Toshi. Toshi, another meme here. This one needs a green dot there on the monthly, or on the daily. BLNE. Beeline Holdings. That one's got a green dot. Looks like a penny stock, so be careful. Hopefully you know what you're buying. Beeline Holdings. Yeah, so 12 to 14 would be the target on that one. CLS. CLS, I'm taking profits on that one. That is way up there right now. BA. BA's selling off here. We covered BA already. IBM. IBM's got a red monthly. Not interested. Doge. Doge had the monthly pop up, but it faded away. So I would just watch 20 cents. Watch and see where that daily dot comes from. Target on that would be 40 to 45. ADA we covered. XLM we covered. Okta. I got stopped out of Okta at 95. Give it an opportunity to get back in it. This one's red on the monthly, but we'll see if it can hold on to this $90 support level. I would definitely set a stop loss at 90. Target would be up there between 120 and 128. Okay, if it has a red dot showing up this month, that means it's not confirmed. But here in a couple days, it should be confirmed. But you could see where it's hanging out at right now, guys. You see this, how it's hanging out right there on the 6-month moving average, which tells you, right, it's right on the average. You're getting it right at a fair value if it's on that blue line. Okay, you can see how it bounced on it there, bounced on it there, bounced on it there, bounced on it there. Now it's just hanging out. I bought it right here, and I had a stop loss like right here at 96, and the market maker shoved it all the way down to 90 and sucked it right back up because they're a bunch of dicks. But that's how the markets work. You set your stop loss, you get a big bundle of orders sitting at a price. The market makers will see that, and they can sell shares to liquidate those people who set stop losses. That's why I don't technically use stop losses. I have them in the back of my head. I always have a plan. Okay, trading is like chess. Okay, if the market does this, what are you going to do? Okay, and Okta got me there. It did get me. Because again, I was worried about the red dot here on the monthly. So they got earnings coming up here, looks like here in a couple weeks. So target would be 120 to 128, but that monthly dot is the red flag. Okay, it is a red flag. So you're going to want to make sure, if you're still in that one, you definitely want to make sure it holds on to 90. TTD, the trade desk. Target on that's 130 to 140. No green dot on the monthly yet, but that's probably going to come here in August. You're probably going to see that here tomorrow pop up in the Discord again. We call all those monthly dots over here inside the monthly alerts section right there in the Discord. So I think this one has some room to go. I'd be looking for dailies and 4 hours to enter. You got a 4-hour there the other day, but I like to buy the 4-hour dots down here technically. But this does have a lot of room to go. You're sitting right around the average. Again, you can see what the average price is. You're sitting right around it. Okay, you're right at it. You're not extended way off of it. You're not huge off of it. You're not getting it at a crazy premium. So if you believe in the trade desk, right, you're getting it at a fair value right now. We call that a fair value when it's sitting at that average. Okay, target on that would be up here in the red zone. Marvel. Marval. Okay, this is another semiconductor stock. I think looks good. It's got a lot of room back to 190, or I'm sorry, 120. Again, you turn that off. We're right around that average. Okay, looks good. Got a lot of room to go back up there to the red zone. Doesn't have the monthly yet, but it is very close. And I think that's going to pop up here in August. You're going to see that here come in less than 24 hours now. Less than 24 hours. You'll probably see that monthly dot on both TTD and Marvel. So both those look very good. SPX, it's just the SPY. So the SPY looks like it has some room to go here. I'm watching the stochastic here, but it's still green, still moving up. Stocks are still looking fantastic. I see a bunch of people calling for bear markets and the end of the world and everything like that. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think anybody can really predict the time. The Bible says that. But we're still pretty far off of that white line from that blue line hitting that white line up there, and that's normally where the top is called there on the SPX and the SPY. So we had this huge dip, and now we're getting a V-shaped recovery, and now we're just absolutely flying. So I would look for a pullback into like 6,000, maybe, but this thing looks like it just wants to keep going. So stocks, crypto, I'm still very bullish on. I haven't seen any red flags or topping signals or anything like that. So Oscar, we covered this one. Still looks good here above 13 bucks. They do have earnings coming up next week. So target on that's 21 to 23. UNH, we covered NMR. Is that NMR? You say NMR? Yes, you did. That one's in the red zone, so I'd be taking profits. And that one looks like it for today, folks. I'll go ahead and drop that video over here inside the Discord for you guys. Next Monday is when these requests will open. We reopen the request thread every single Monday. Otherwise, we get a million chart requests, and it's hard for me to keep up with. So on Monday, if you guys have chart requests, drop them in here for next week. We'll take a look at those next week for you guys. Right over here in the chart request thread. Again, I will reopen that so you guys will be able to say something. You'll be able to type down here on Monday. I will send out an alert and notify you guys when that happens. Again, if you guys aren't a member yet, you won't be able to see that thread, but you can sign up right now and become a member for less than $4 a month. That is less than a Starbucks coffee in today's world. And you guys can get access to our entire community. We got chat going on all day long over here. We got about 2,000 members who take a like-minded approach to the markets. We are looking 1 to 6 months out. We're not day traders over here. We are looking for swing trades. We are buying and holding and looking for our price targets. If you guys want to learn more about the strategy, I have a free trading course over here. There's 7 or 8 videos in this section here. I'm adding new ones in all the time. And again, if you guys do not have these indicators on your chart, if you guys do not have the red and green dots, the Fibonacci, or the moving averages, you guys can download my entire trading layout over here inside the Discord by coming to the trading indicator link. Just click on this link. It takes a couple of clicks, and everything loads directly into your TradingView account. My email is right there. If you need support, we also have a support chat over here inside the Discord as well. You guys can ask questions in. And guys, I'll never add you as a friend on social media. It's nothing personal. Just beware of scammers. There's a lot of people trying to interpret me and pretend to be me. Please report all suspicious activity to the Discord and in the comments. We get people every day saying, hey, this person reached out to me. They said this and that about copy trading. I don't do copy trading. My only 2 products are the trading indicators and the membership over here in the Discord. Everything outside of that is a scam. Never trust anyone DMing you trying to sell something to you. They're scammers, guys. They're just coming for your money. So with that being said, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. And again, I'll open that chart request thread there next Monday for more chart requests from you guys. Thanks for all the requests today. God bless you. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you in the next one.